So how do you look at today's games, especially the first one, the RCB versus
Yeah.
Delhi Capitals?
Yeah.
And I'm also asking this because it's also a very unique thing about the IPL structure, that between the two teams, the one player who's probably spent the maximum time in Chinnaswamy Stadium is KL Rahul, and he's playing for Delhi Capitals,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So how do you look at this? This mystique.
Yeah, that's what the IPL is all
Yeah.
about. You're actually playing for DC in your home ground,
Yeah.
but actually, you're playing for a completely different franchise.
Mm.
So I think the players are used to it.
Yeah.
But I think with regard to today's game, obviously RCB are in such good form.
Mm.
They are just very hungry to do
Mm.
well. They want to dominate this year. DC are finding it a little bit difficult, but
Okay.
I think today's game is going to be about fitness.
Yeah.
I just came back from Bangalore.
Mm.
It's very, very hot,
Mm.
and it'll be interesting to see how the Chinnaswamy pitches. You've seen the night games; it has been a little bit tacky, but afternoon games is going to be dry and it's going to go to assist spinners. If it assists spinners, I think Delhi may come into the game because they have Axar and Kuldeep.
Yes.
8 good overs of them can, maybe. Surprise
Yeah.
RCB, who have been in great hitting form. We spoke about Patidar, Jitesh Sharma, Romario Shepherd,
Yeah.
and Tim David. And then before it, obviously, you have the great Virat Kohli is doing
Mm.
superb things. Phil Salt had a wonderful
Mm.
knock. David Patikal in good form. So
Mm.
each and every player in the team are in form. So it's going to be very difficult for DC. But I think the only chance DC will have
Mm.
is if the Chinnaswamy Stadium pitch is a little dry and the spinners come into play. Otherwise, I think RCB are going to dominate this game.
How much of a confidence will CSK take from the exploits in Chennai? 2 games
Yeah,
on the trot, winning here, and
yeah,
then you're playing against SRH away.
yeah.
How do you think that game will pan out?
I think CSK are just peaking at the right
Yeah.
time. They are going to take a lot of confidence, but very unfortunate about what happened to Khalil because
Mm.
Khalil has been a premier bowler for
Yes.
them. Last year he was brilliant. This year he had a slow start. He was just picking up, and then he's had injuries.
Mm.
So I think that's going to hurt them very, very badly because SRH, you know how
Mm.
they can really dominate, and you need good bowlers to really restrict them or get them out. So if one of the main bowlers such so early into the
Yeah.
tournament, you just started winning games and this happens is very, very unfortunate for them. So obviously they are going to be, on a high.
Yeah.
Again, Sanju Samson, Ayush Matre, we spoke about that. Ruturaj Gaikwad's form may be a little bit of a worry, but he's a quality player.
Yeah.
He will come back. And Deval Brevis, he played well last
Mm.
game, but we've not seen the best of him yet.
Mm.
So he may enjoy Rajiv Gandhi Upal Stadium. The pitch is like amazing them.
Okay.
So it's going to be hard for CSK. I think it would have been a very, very even contest if Khalil was fit. And I rate Khalil a lot because he's a beautiful bowler.
Yeah.
He's slippery. He moves the ball. But because he's not there, I think there will be a slight advantage for SRH. But don't write CSK out. They're just getting into the scheme of things. And they will look to play a lot harder cricket. But just, I think Khalil not being there is a little sad for them.
Like in test matches, I mean, they always talk about the third day as the moving day.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
kind of influences the result of the game, right?
Yeah.
So when would be this moving day phase in IPL, when you could get an idea or a semblance of where it's headed? I know it's still early days; it's about 2 weeks down.
Yeah.
When do you think there will be a crystal clear perception of where this league is headed in terms of fortunes, in terms of results?
I think after 8-9 games get over.
Yeah, for every team.
Yes, for
Yes.
every team because obviously if you're down and out by
Mm.
8-9 games, it's very difficult to come back. But after 8-9 games, if you have good rhythm, it's very it's comparatively easier to push yourself for the next 5-6 games. So I think that gives a very, very clear picture.
Okay.
And after 9 games, when you're on a losing streak, it's just a matter of time. Another 5-6 game, and we have no chance to actually make it for the playoffs. It becomes a little bit of a challenge to motivate yourself, and sometimes you just feel like, okay, let's just get this done with and head back. We'll focus on next season. Let's see how we can play these games better. But for a team like RCB, I think they will have a couple of games where they will lose, but for them, they'll want to keep the momentum going. So it is a long tournament, like we said. It's going to get hotter. I think May is very hot in India, as we all know. So its fitness is going to be important. We spoke about yesterday, a lot of travel and everything. So it'll be challenging. And sometimes when, as a team, we don't do too well, it can really be very, very long. So, we still have 3-4 games for some teams to really come back. But if that doesn't happen, it'll be a little bit challenging for them.